Hey, what's up guys, Totally Dubbed here, and I finally put together my PC, and I just wanted to show you a comparison between my old PC and my new PC. So here's my old PC. As you can see, it is a little messy over here because of all the cables which come out from the PSU, so it's a little bit messy, but it's running and it works fine. It's got E6500 Intel Core 2 Duo with an Arctic 7 cooler. It's got an NVIDIA 7600 GT graphics card. It has an Asus Zonar D1 sound card, and it had an Edimax wireless card. But as it doesn't fit on my motherboard, which I'll get to in just a second, I gave it to my mum and stole her little USB dongle. My motherboard is an Asus P5K Premium, and I have 2 GB of RAM only, OCZ Platinum. So that is my my old system. What I had. I had also 2 TB of hard drive, which I've moved over to the new PC, and I've got this old school 160 GB hard drive, which I've put there instead. And I've installed Windows XP on it. Because obviously I needed the Windows 7 for my new PC, so therefore I installed Windows and sorted that out. Unfortunately, I had some problems at first trying to get Windows updates, and it wasn't working, but I found the solution online, and it was basically because the Windows installer and updater file wasn't installed for some reason, even though I had 2 fresh installs with a full format via the BIOS or / the Windows XP CD on my old hard drive. So there we go. That's my old system. As you can see, it is kind of noisy because it's got this big fan over here. This fan is the most noisiest one, but it's got these little fans top there, and it's got a fan over there. It is a pretty nice one, pretty nice PC. But there we go. That's my old one. Now moving on to the beast. And anyway, this was my old screen, my Asus PW201. As you can see, it was really nice because it could fully adjust everywhere and any way I wanted, and I could pivot it and everything, so it could do everything like that. My new screen, well actually I'll go with the screen first. My new screen is the LG IPS 234V, as you can see over there. It's a nice LED 23-inch screen, whereas my old one was a 20.5-inch screen, if I'm not mistaken. This is LED technology, IPS, which is quite nice, it's quite thin, whereas the old one was LCD technology. The old one response time was 8 milliseconds and the new one is 5 milliseconds. Not like I've noticed any sort of difference in gaming. By that I mean Xbox via HDMI, and that had DVI. Long story short, it looks really nice. The colours are definitely one thing I've noticed. The contrast ratio is huge, absolutely huge, and the colours really come out. You can really see a big difference. Here's my peripherals. Basically, I've got the. By the way, I'm in the kitchen. if you didn't notice, I haven't even finished my sandwich. I've got my Logitech K350 and my MX Revolution. I love that mouse. It's much better than the MX, which I've demoed in USA in a store. So that's my peripherals. I've got my sound system, which is the Logitech Z7500, which is upstairs in my bedroom. Now onto the PC. So this is my new PC. As you can see, I was talking about a little Wi-Fi dongle. I don't actually need Wi-Fi anymore because I'm going to university for the next 9 months. We don't have any wireless. It's all wired. But I'm going to buy myself probably TP-Link, I think it's called, PCIe card, and put it in there. It's a 450 megabits card, so that's gonna be blazing fast. But anyway, that's what I plan to do. At the moment, I've got none of the ports filled out. There's a USB 3.0 and 2.0. Got a SATA over there. Got HDMI and DisplayPort over there. I got my graphics card over here. I've obviously got DVI. I plan to get a nicer DVI cable. I know it doesn't affect any performance whatsoever, but I don't trust this cheap ass DVI cable. Basically, this pin every now and then falls out, which kind of pisses me off. So anyway, that's that. So the specs for this PC, as you can see, it's very nice. My cousin and I did it. Let's see if I've got a light. There we go. As you can see, it's all black, so it's hard to see, but shine a light and you'll be able to see a bit better. So right, for processor, I've got the i7 3770K, 0K, sorry. So that's my processor in there. The cooler, as you can see, is the Antec cooler, actually, cooler, however you say it in German. But anyway, H2O 920, which is basically a liquid cooling system. As you can see, the pipes go there, and you got the two fans going there. Now this was a pain in the bloody ass to put in, because the instructions online, that's I say by reviewers, and the instructions with the manual itself were all outdated. Not only to mention that, but the actual instructions coming with the Antec were completely useless. I mean, even if it was using the old configuration, it was complete pain in the ass putting that one in. But now it's in, it seems to be working, and as you can see, it's there. Hopefully we've got it in right, but it seems to be cooling pretty well. Then we've got two little fans, two little Asus fans, which came with the motherboard. I think this one is wrong. By that I mean, if you can see on the top right hand side there, where I'm shining the light, it has actually a screw bit place, but there's no screw bit. Both these little fans, which I'll show you the second one in just a second, have three screws, and it's three screw holes, sorry, and this one is supposed to have four, but unfortunately it didn't. Here's the back one. If you can see in there, it's got another one. You can see that logo right there. There's another one right there. What that does, it's basically taking air from here, bringing it there, pushing it down with that fan as well, and pushing it down the motherboard and out. So it's basically like a cooling system for the motherboard. It actually works very well without the fans. I noticed about a 8 Celsius to 10 Celsius difference. So, and that was without any load on, so that's pretty cool. So anyway, back to the specs. So the Antec 920, I got the i7 in there. I've got 16 gigabytes of DDR3, 1600 megahertz, CL9, so Cas9, Corsair Vengeance over there. So I filled out the slots. So that's that. Over here we've got the graphics card. It's a MSI GTX 660 Ti Power Edition. So hopefully I can show you underneath over there. You're able to see two little LED lights come on there. It's pretty cool. So that's the graphics card. It's so far it's ran Battlefield 3 on Ultra, and I can tell you what, it smashes the Xbox into pieces. But it is very nice indeed. As for power supply PSU, I went for the Corsair AX750, which is a fully modular connection. So as you can see, there's less wires dangling out. If you can see, there will be 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 extra wires that I wouldn't be using, and those wires are actually very long. So it's good that I got that. The motherboard itself is the Asus Sabertooth, as you'll be able to see there, Asus Sabertooth Z77 motherboard. And what else is there? As you can see, I've got the dust caps on the Asus Sabertooth right there, which are not in use at the moment. As I said, I'm going to get probably a PCIe card over there for the what am I trying to say? The network connection. But also, I need one for my sound card. So I might get a sound card as well. So I need to look into that, into which one to go for. But anyway, that's the two things that I plan to add. Over here I've got 120 gigabyte SSD, Force GT by Corsair. That's actually already filled up. I've only got 20 gigs left. That's because I've installed everything on it so far. For example, Battlefield, all my programs and everything like that. But it shouldn't get any fuller than that, and everything else will be installed on my terabyte hard drives. I've got 2 terabyte hard drives, 1 terabyte each. The top one is actually with all my information stored, and I don't want to lose that. So what I'm going to do is do a backup onto my second one. My second one was actually my main hard drive for my old PC. So it's the main hard drive used for that one. But what I'm going to do is do a full fat format on the second hard drive, and then do a backup from my first hard drive to second, and then anything else I want to install, hopefully if I can, install it on this second hard drive instead of installing on that Force GT, because that Force GT is getting full up really quick. Anyway, and then over there we've got a DVD, just a Samsung DVD-ROM, nothing special. It's only a SATA 1 even, it's not even SATA 2 if you can imagine, but it was only 16 or 14 quid, so who cares. These are the 2 silent fans that come with the Fractal Design R4 titanium grey case. And so that's one of the fans, and that's the second fan. What we chose to do is to do an intake from the front and an exhaust on the side. So this exhaust will be here, and obviously I've got this fans going outwards over there. I'm looking into fans at the moment. I might get some more, I don't know, but I might do another exhaust up there, so it takes out air. It doesn't get hot over here, to be honest. I actually initially put these Antec fans the wrong way around, as blowing hot air in, and it got kind of warm. But ever since I've changed it and not being an idiot, well, actually I blame Antec for that one, not myself or my cousin, because it was nothing was instructed. But anyway, it doesn't get cold, it doesn't get hot in there at all. You got these little fans pushing out, you got the graphics card doing its own thing over there, and you got those little fans sorting out the motherboard, and that Antec thing works like a beast. It's so far working so well, so there's no problems with that either. So anyway, that's my PC setup. I'm really liking it. Now, one thing to note, and this is all down to my cousin for this one. Here we go. Look at the cable management that we've done. Well, he has done at the back. It is very nice indeed. Everything is basically straight and concealed. So hopefully you can see that. So all the cables come around here. It looks kind of messy from how I'm showing it to you. I don't know why, but anyway, the cables are really nicely arranged over here. There's no things, no problems. Just a note that that little thing that you screw on there, that's for the Antec fan, the Antec cooler over there. So just bear that in mind when installing. So there you go. That is my CPU system. CPU system? Computer system. Right. Now, I'll just show you the front. As you can see, the front over here, it's got sound proofing over here. You got this which opens up. And there's your fan. And one thing I forgot to mention is that Corsair PSU is downward facing, so the fan is at the bottom. There is spaces over here as well for the fan, for sort of dust to go out or whatnot. So there we go. So what I'm going to do is power it on. It turns on extremely quickly. When I say extremely quickly, I'm saying about 30 seconds. Now, I know you must be saying, wait, SSD, it's supposed to be like 7 seconds. Well, so far, I haven't really played with the BIOS settings. In fact, I had 2 random shutdowns at some point, so I need to sort it out. I have to play with all the BIOS settings, need to read into everything. But basically, the system works and it turns on and everything. But I need to sort out that one problem. And on top of that, I have to look through all the settings, because at the moment, the i7 is going between 1.6 gigahertz to 4.2 gigahertz. It's just fluctuating, and I know that's some sort of feature that Intel have, but I don't want that. I want a 4.5 overclocked system and a steady 4.5 gigahertz. You know, fuck the environment. I don't give a shit. I want my PC to be running fast. So you know, I need to play with all those settings and everything. But what I'm going to do is turn it on, and I will try, and I don't know if I can. Yeah, I can do. I can bring my screen over here so you guys can see the boot as well. I won't go into the BIOS just yet. I will do that on the second boot, but what I'm going to do is that. So what I'm going to do is turn it on. So here you go. Here's the thing running. It makes a little noise at first, like it powers on, but then it goes a little silent a little again. Where is that? Honestly, my memory is shockingly bad. It's incredible. There you go. That's why the system turned off last time. It says overclocking failed, which is kind of ironic because I didn't actually do any overclocking. I left it all stock. I initially did a 4.5 gigahertz overclock, but I didn't actually overclock this time when it started up, which is kind of funny. So I don't know why it's doing that, but basically it's probably that Intel doing its own thing. So run setup. Well, there you go. Well, I'm going to BIOS now, and we'll do a boot up after. So here's the BIOS. I mean, yes, this is the BIOS. I'm not kidding you when I'm telling you this. It looks bloody amazing. I've got to say, it looks really, really nice. So as you can see here, everything is there. You can see the CPU fan. I'm gonna get warnings over here for CPU fan going too low. You can turn that off in the BIOS if you just go through the settings, but basically that's because there's no CPU fan installed. Even though it's in the CPU socket, you know, CPU fan socket, it's not picking up the fan, and so meaning that the motherboard is being a little bit of a whore. So I need to go through that setting as well, sort that out. But let's go power saving, let's click that. Right, let's go into advanced mode. Show advanced mode. Right, so you can see here's the BIOS. It does look very, very nice. I really like it. You know, I'm actually scrolling through this with my mouse. I don't even use my keyboard anymore. But yeah, you can see it's very nice. You've got all the settings and everything. You can see you can monitor your system as well. As you can see, it's very cool. Look, the CPU's temperature is 27 Celsius, and that's pretty damn good. I'll ramp that up and you'll see it going even lower. So here you go, all the different settings and whatnot. But anyway, we don't really care. We're just gonna go and reboot. F10 if I'm not mistaken. There we go. If you see a little blurriness of the screen as in moving, that's because of the camera not being able to pick up the system. But anyway, so far it's disgustingly fast. By disgustingly fast I mean just have a guess on how long Windows 7 64-bit took to install on this system. Had a guess? Right. It took 9 minutes. Literally, from CD putting in to installing, it took 9 minutes, which is absolutely insane. On my old PC, it took about 45 minutes. 9 minutes. For me, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, this is a beast. So yeah, I was really happy when it went so fast. Now my cousin was like thinking of leaving. Oh, it's going to take so long, and then suddenly we're like, what the hell? Why is it so quick? So I'm just going to CPU Z so I can show you my configuration. You can see the screen. His screen is very, very nice. The angle thing that they boast about the IPS, you know, I'm not really into that whole, you know, oh, you can go into this angle and watch it. Of course you can, but I could do that with my old LCD. It's only old ass bloody plasmas which couldn't do that. But I got it because of the colors. The colors look very, very nice, very cool. So here's the Antec thing. I don't know why CPU ID is being a pain. But anyway, here's the Antec thing. As you can see, it shows you the RPM, which is pretty cool. So 600 RPM, which is a little higher than normal. Usually it's about 550. Here's the pump speed. So the pump speed is obviously the liquid cooling itself. Good old Windows. Open up CPU Z. Are you going to open up? Or you're just not going to... You're just going to... just be a bitch, right? You're just gonna be a bitch, right? Okay. Right. Anyway, in terms of this, as you can see, I got on silent and you got extreme. Now, when I hit extreme, watch this. Wait for it. Woo! Hello. And so now a lot of air is being propelled out of that thing, and that figure is gonna drop 29 degrees. Is gonna drop pretty quick. Because the RPM is being ramped up from 600 to 2,300 RPM. So this Antec is really capable of doing some stuff. So it can do a lot of things. It's obviously it's up to you to decide. Another thing I found really, really cool. If you go into settings, you've got disable lighting. Now if I tick that on, I'm gonna tick it on in 3, 2, 1, bam! And you got lighting over here. Now this is the most awesome thing ever. You can change the color of that logo. I mean, I went black. I mean, it's gone black there, but let's go a bit. Let's add a little bit of red. Hello, look at that. Isn't that sexy? You know, I got a pink mother lover right there. A pink. It's epic. So I might actually just leave it at that, just for the hell of it. I disable it because of my case. You can't see anything. So it's completely pointless having it on, but it's just a cool thing to have if you have the open thing. So you can see the temperature within the time I've been, you know, Jabba the Hutting. It's dropped about 1 Celsius, which give that about 5 minutes, it's going to drop even more. But that liquid temperature is bloody good. So I'm going to go back to silent so it doesn't annoy me. Whew, much better. There's a little high-pitched sound as well in the on the system that you might be able to hear. I don't know if the camera will pick up, but a little high-pitched one. That little high-pitched sound is coming from those two little fans that I was talking about with the motherboard. They're the small ones, they're a little bit more high-pitched. You can hear them, it's not noticeable, but when you turn them off, you're like, oh, that's kind of silent. So just bear that in mind. Right, so here you can see core speed. I'm on 3.9 gigahertz at the moment, and that's my configuration. Hopefully you can see that. And so obviously it's got hyper-threading, so as I said, I need to go in through all of this and sort it all out, but there's a lot of things. Now, I did try Battlefield and it does work, and it's really epic, and it looks really nice. So in fact, while I'm talking, why don't I just launch it? I haven't actually still worked out how to properly work out Origin. I find it as a pain in the ass. I loved it on Xbox, you just turn it on. Here it's using my browser to go into Battlefield 3. It's kind of gay, if you ask me. It's a 15 or so gigabyte download. Why the hell wouldn't it have like a, an actual application to go there and work? So as you can see, I'm a noob. Not really, but I've got two accounts. I've got the Battlefield, I've got the Xbox account, which I'm level 51. It's got stats, so you can see my stats. Got 300 hours playtime, pretty much equal everything. 738 score per minute. So I hope I can recreate that on my noob account now. So far I've been doing pretty well. Got already 2 knife kills in, so that's pretty nice. Let's go there. There you go, here's my noob account. 9 minutes played, and there you go, here's my kills. So anyway, it's trying to matchmake. I don't know if it's going to actually do it. Trying to see about that. It's got internet connected. It should work. Yeah, I really dislike this. I mean, what they've done with the damn multiplayer is beyond me. Why the hell would they do that? I just have no idea. It just doesn't make sense to me. Why would they put a crappy ass matchmaking system to this game? It's just disgusting. I just really dislike it. Completely dislike it. Anyway, I'm sure other people have complained about it as well, so I'm probably not the first. But as you can see, everything is pretty much set up. I've got almost everything set up. I've got all my installs done. I've got all the Windows updates done and whatnot. But yeah, I just wanted to show you my system. Hopefully this thing is gonna load at some point. Stupid ass EA. They never fail to disappoint me. Never. Like every game they brought out, ever, has always somehow been a pain in the ass, one way or another. There you go. Apparently it's a knife only server, so I can't actually shoot anything, and I've got no sound, just FYI. But haha, this is epic. I just want to show you the graphics. Let's go US deployment. Here you go. You're not going to actually tell much from it, and it's, by the way, it's my mouse which is not working on the carpet pretty well. But here you go, you can see the graphics, really nice. And everything really looks really cool. Everything is so defined and everything is really well done. If I can show you my settings. Oh. Here's the custom. I went for 2 times aliasing at the moment. So everything is on ultra, but I'll just usually I'm just gonna go on that just because I can. So there we go. But anyway, that's just thought to mention that and how it looks like. So you can see Battlefield 3 runs, and it looks very nice indeed. And it's really good because the NVIDIA, the MSI, which is using the NVIDIA chipset, is pretty well supported with EA games, generally speaking. And seeing as I play EA games, it's pretty nice. Also downloaded Borderlands, which came free with the graphics card, and I can't wait to try that. But obviously I need to still do some stress testing and everything on my PC before I can actually get into, you know, getting into proper gaming, because I don't want the CPU overheating or anything like that, or not working. On top of that, I haven't even looked at the settings for the MSI yet. I'm sure there's a hell of a lot. I've downloaded all the MSI Afterburner and whatnot, and there's quite a lot of settings, like the triple overvolting that I can do on it, which is pretty good. There you go. There's the like overclocking abilities of the MSI. So yeah, anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. I know it's very long, it's about 25, maybe about 30 minutes long. I know it's quite long, but I hope you've enjoyed this video. I just wanted to show you my setup and how the build looks like, and how it, well, not performs, but how it looks like. I'm sure it's going to perform very well after I tweak it and look into settings, but so far it's so good. By that I mean everything is running and working. There's no like conflicts or crashes and stuff like that, despite CPUs being a little pain in the ass at the beginning. And I'm sure it's not because of it. I'm pretty sure it's because of something on my system being a pain in the ass. So anyway, guys, please do comment on what you think of the rig, but also post your specs. Post your specs in the comments and say when you got it and what you got it. I paid for the screen and that, and was there something else that I'm missing? No, yeah, basically everything there you can see plus the screen was £1,200. Obviously I built it myself. This is all custom built by myself and my cousin. However, all the parts were bought separately and all put together separately. So as you can see, it's quite nice to get it finally up and running. And for a system like this, which is pre-built, I'm probably looking at 1,600 to 1,700. So I'm really happy. And in fact, I was going to spend 700 at first, including monitor. But then I thought, you know what? I want to keep this. I want to keep this for a while. So I'm going to go all out. And so when I went all out, basically graphics cards, I went for a 200, not 200, but 150 quid more expensive graphics card. About 30-40 quid more than I should have gone. 750 watt is more than enough. Liquid cooling, I could have gone for normal cooling. My processor, I could have gone for the i5, the 3570K, but I went for the i7. The case, obviously, as well, as another thing. I could have gone for a cheaper case, but I just quite like the look of the case more than anything. It is kind of silent, but it's not super silent as they proclaim, but that's because of the fans as well, so you got to bear that in mind. So yeah, and the screen was actually the cheapest one. It was about 100 quid. It's the pretty much cheapest part here, which is amazing, because I absolutely love the screen and I really like it. Everything works on it, and the contrast ratio and everything, as you can see, looks really good. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, totally dubbed out. Take care. Bye bye.